Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Keep Our Seas Plastic Free. My name is Kamika Shimazaki, and working with me today is my friend Sasha Stelvin.
Thank you, Kamika. As many of you know, Kamika and I are Girl Scouts from Troop 60676 in San Jose, California. This webinar is our Silverware project, and we thank our panelists.
Welcome to today's webinar, Keep Our Seas Plastic. Now, before we all get started, I'd like to go over a few items so you can participate in today's event. As participants enter the webinar, please feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat and let us know where you're from. When you enter the webinar, you'll be on mute. Only the moderators can unmute you. Please answer the poll questions when they pop up. During the discussion, if you'd like to ask a question, please type it in the chat box. The moderators will then ask your question to the panelists. Technician, please launch the first poll. Did you know that 10 million tons of plastic enters the ocean every year? To put that in a way that everyone can more easily understand, that's equivalent to 455 school buses being dumped in the ocean every year.
Well, lucky for us, we have just the people who can answer this for us. So please join me in welcoming our panel of experts on plastic pollution.
We're going to be talking with our panelists about plastic's effect on the ocean, animals that live in the ocean, and humans, and what we can do to help solve this problem. Through the webinar, you'll have a chance to ask questions to our panelists by typing them in the chat box.
From this session, our goal for all of you is to become aware of the global issue of plastic pollution that is affecting our ocean, the animals who live in it, and all of us in negative ways. We'd also like you to come away understanding how important it is to help in solving this issue.
By the end of the session, these are some of the questions that we hope you'll be able to understand and answer. How much plastic enters the sea every year, and how does it get there? What are microplastics? How does plastic affect us, animals, and the ocean? What can we do to help solve the problem of plastics?
Quick reminder to everyone, please fill out the poll now and submit it if you haven't already. Okay, please join me in welcoming our panelists today. Thank you so much for agreeing to be here with us about this, to talk about this important topic. With us today are Annika Balint, Education Director at Algalita. Annika works at Algalita, a nonprofit in Southern California dedicated to empowering young people to be critical thinkers who will shift the broken and unjust systems are causing the plastic pollution crisis. Her day-to-day is focused on creating educational programs. She has a background in earth and space sciences, and she loves to garden.
And David McGuire, a marine biologist, ocean explorer, and documentarian. David McGuire is the founder and director of Shark Stewards, an international nonprofit dedicated to saving endangered sharks and rays from the shark fin trade and overfishing and protecting critical marine habitat. He is an author, documentary filmmaker, and a National Geographic explorer.
Nick Esposito, the head of cities at Literati. Nick Esposito is a writer, publisher, community activist, urban farmer, and circular economy professional. Nick has served as the City of Philadelphia Zero Waste and Litter Director and the East Kensington Neighborhood Association President. He is currently the head of cities for the global literary intelligence company Literati, the board president of the nonprofit bookstore and publishing company The Head and the Hand, and co-manager of Emerald Street Community Farm in the Kensington neighborhood of Philadelphia.
Okay, so let's start off with the poll question. What is plastic and where does it come from? Based on your answers.
0% of people chose that plastic is a naturally occurring element found on Earth. 0% of people chose plastic as a byproduct of the fossil fuel industry, which produces 308 million tons a year. And another 0% of people chose plastic as an artificially produced substance created by heating molecules with a gas. And 0% of people chose plastic is produced by animals as a product of eating vegetation.
Annika, can we get your reaction to the results? And perhaps you could touch on the connection between the downstream impacts and how plastics are impacting our oceans and where they come from, how are they produced and used? Nick and David, would you like to comment?
Okay, so they comment.
Please launch the second poll question.
Very interesting, folks. The second poll question is out. Please fill it out and submit your response. So David, we heard Kamika say that about 10 million pounds of plastic ends up in the ocean each year. Should we be concerned for apex predators such as sharks? Nick and Annika, would you like to chime in?
All right, everyone. If you haven't already done so, please answer the second poll and submit because we're going to post our third poll soon.
But before we do that, let's look back at the results of the second poll, which asked what effect does plastic have on our communities. It looks like 0% of people chose it has an enormous effect and the alarm bell should be ringing. 0% of people also chose that it has some impact and we should do more research to see what it does. And another 0% of people chose that it has little effect on us besides being unpleasant to see. Annika, what's your reaction to this response? How does community impact relate to climate change and the social justice movement? David and Nick, what do you think about this?
Nick, we've heard about the impacts that pollution has on animals. But why should people be concerned? Is there a way for us to understand this problem by collecting data? David and Annika?
All right, let's see what everyone thought about the third poll question. What can we do to solve the problem of plastics in the ocean? 0% of people chose we can avoid using single-use plastics and raise awareness in others to the problem, getting involved in organizations that address this problem. 0% of people also chose that we can buy grocery plastic bags. And another 0% of people chose we can visit the ocean beaches and leave our trash, which includes plastic. David, we learned the impacts that pollution has on animals, but why should people care? And how does this affect sharks specifically? Nick and Annika, what do you think?
I think this really makes us think about what we can do as individuals. How can we be a part of the solution? Nick, would you like to lead us off? David and Annika?
David, getting back on the impact of oceans and animals, can you tell us more about why sharks are such a critical species? Panelists, how can our guests get involved and be part of the solution, like through organizations such as your own?
Okay, let's start taking some questions from our audience. If you have questions, please put them in the chat now. Annika, David, and Nick, are there any other points or final comments you would like to make?
It looks like we have a question from the chat. Shozo Shimazaki from California said, I think there's going to be a plastic world and we're doomed.
Yeah, this really makes us think how big of a problem it is. And, you know, we have heard that, well, there might be more plastic in the ocean than there are fish in the ocean. And also, there's like over 10 million pounds of plastic that ends up in the ocean every year. And that's a big problem. We have to be really noticing that fact, that we have to tell other people and spread the awareness, or else, the world will be doomed, like Shozo Shimazaki said from California. And also we
have another question from David Chan, who says, why isn't throwing plastic in the landfill a solution? And he heard that whales love to eat plastic. And is this true? I think that whales, plastic is such a big problem that you can see, even if you heard this, that it is affecting our ocean. David, since you work with sharks and they also live in the ocean like whales, what's your thought on this question?
Well, I think, yes, whales are like sharks. And you see, whales can see plastic as their own food. And that's really bad because they could eat it and they could choke and digest it and they could eventually die. And many other animals can end up this way in the ocean. We see another question in the chat box. Why isn't throwing plastic in a landfill a solution? So it is not a solution, because even if you throw it away in the landfill, it could reach to other sea animals or any other animal, technically, because a landfill isn't a place that it would throw out of our friendly earth. And anything that's on earth, any animal can get to. So basically, we have to make less plastic appear on this earth, and also solve the problem by recycling and using other materials than plastic as our solution. And if it ends up in the landfill, it could still reach to seagulls and get stuck in their digestive systems, and that would cause the seagull to eventually die. And it would also kill like the life cycle of the animals too.
Good point, Mika. What do our panelists have to think about the solution?
Yo, Nick, what do you think?
I think that's a good point. Oh my god. Yeah, you were 100% correct. Wow, thank you, Nick. And on to our next question. What technologies are out there that break plastic down or remove it from the oceans? Right now, people are coming up with technologies about this, but I don't know about this specifically. But I'm sure that Nick, since you work at Literati, which is an app that helps track plastic and how much there is, you would know a lot about this.
Yes, and there are technology that are out there that can break down plastic and remove it from the ocean. And right now, many brilliant people are thinking of different ways to spread the awareness and even do the job of removing it out from the ocean. And we could all be inspired by that fact. And also, maybe you could even make that type of technology or any type of technology that would remove plastic from the ocean.
Wow, thank you. Well, it seems that we can't have any more questions, but yes, please feel free to leave any questions that you still have in the chat, and we'll get back to you by email if you leave your address in the chat. You can also private chat us this information too. And on behalf of Kamika, the panelists, and myself, thank you all for joining us today. Especially thank you all to the wonderful hosts, panelists, Annika, David, and Nick, who agreed to be here today. Hope you have a good evening and understanding of the plastic pollution problem. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Now we just end the meeting. Yay, we finished.
Bye.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. How did you guys feel?
Yeah, I thought it was really good too.
Real good.
Yeah. Did we get first place?
The couple of things I noticed, which actually probably don't have much to do with you ladies. There are, I think, more technical things. I did notice there was a lot of echo, particularly at the beginning. So
yeah,
I think it's probably, since only the two of you were talking, I was on mute the whole time. I think that one of you, the two of you, has two things open, so you're actually somehow like hearing yourself. Anyways, I sent you guys the solutions or the causes of that echo in the Hangout. So you should check that out and see what see if any of those things apply to your situation. The other thing I experienced was that at the beginning, this is a technical thing. So this is probably for Mr. Shimazaki. For some reason, like the music was still playing in the background when you guys first started talking. I'm not entirely sure why that was. But those are the two things I noticed. Otherwise, I thought you guys looked pretty good. You're both nice and centered in your picture. How did you feel?
Yeah, I think we earned the first place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me, I think, Sasha, Kimiko, you guys did a good job. I think I need to follow up on some of those technical issues.
Okay, I'm not sure if either of you are talking, I can't hear either of you. Sorry.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not
Like,
sure why
can
that
you-
would be though.
I think I'm unmuted.
I can hear you.
You can hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you guys. There is a little bit of echo or sometimes lag, but I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, okay. So one is that I did remember to mute myself after a little while. So maybe that's what helped the echo.
Okay.
That could be it. The second thing is that since I'm toying with the live YouTube, just that was the idea. If we reach our limit of people, that there would be a live YouTube broadcast.
Oh, I see.
That was on another tab that was on.
Oh,
So then that was being played out on top of what you were doing on Zoom. So I don't know.
oh,
I just I guess I paused. I don't know if it paused like just my screen of it, but I think it's broadcasting on YouTube as well right now.
oh, I see.
I think I'll pause it. And we probably won't need to do it, right, if you don't have 100 people anyway. So
Right.
hopefully that would.
But we really literally
that.
have no idea. Well, if the room, if it fills up, does it like tell you that that we have 100 people? How would we even know?
Why not? I don't know if there's any warning. I mean, the participant list with a number, and if it hits 100, then I guess we'll know by that. I don't know how we
Okay.
would let people know to go to the YouTube link or how to get the YouTube link to them. The logical thing to try is just to send a message to the waiting room, but each time we've tested that, the waiting room person didn't get a message. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Wait, there's another Sasha Selvin coming in the waiting room. Is that
Yeah, I was joining in from my phone because I wanted to see what would happen.
okay?
Oh,
Let me send you
interesting.
the link to YouTube in the waiting room and see if you get it.
Oh wait,
Oh,
wait.
you got it
I'll
in
try
yourself.
to go to the waiting room again.
Okay. So let's see.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
there. I'm
see
there
any-
in the waiting room.
Okay, so without so I just message the waiting room. Lucy's iPhone is in the waiting room too, by the way.
Who?
It says Lucy's iPhone.
Who's that?
Oh, just disappeared.
Do you think it's our friend
Someone-
Lucy?
How does
Oh,
she
I got the
have
message.
this? How does she have this this Zoom? Is our Zoom meeting the exact same code for the
Yeah.
webinar? It is? Oh,
so.
so maybe she was like, "Oh, I'll test it out."
Right. Well, I had a student.
You should text
Oh, I got
her.
the YouTube video.
You did? You see it in the waiting room? Okay, so
Yeah.
I can leave a message in the waiting room. Okay.
You have one
that's-
subscriber. I'll subscribe.
Oh, yeah. The thing is like I tried to make it private, but then it became inaccessible to me even.
Oh, but I can talk in the chat, in the waiting room chat.
Oh, okay.
It says
Okay.
the chat's disabled in the waiting room. Wait, should I leave the meeting now? Or should I admit myself in the meeting?
You have so much
Did you
power.
say I need to do something with chat enable waiting room or no? Is it all good right now?
I think yeah, you
It
probably
says-
is it
it says
enabled?
disabled. It's disabled right now, so I can't chat to you in the waiting room.
you
We
can't
probably
chat.
want to enable that, right? So that they can ask questions from the waiting room.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Am I out of the
Weird.
waiting room?
Oh wait.
Oh wait, I'm still there. Never mind.
If can chat with, oh, right now it's people can chat with everyone. I didn't change that. Oh, so you're chatting to us from the waiting room. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all co-hosts and hosts, so we can see it, but I don't think any participants can see it. Well, also our school sent it out.
Wait, yeah. I need to remember to make it so participants can't chat with everyone, right? Okay, actually, there is one issue I noticed in the script. It happened with poll number 2 and 3. I think poll 2 went up, and then let me see here. What is it? Poll 2 went up. Then we went over the results around minute 16, I think. And then, so I guess poll 2 is good. Then I started the third poll. And then in our run through, we pretty much immediately went through the results of that. I guess, well, I guess Nick, David, and Anna have one question to talk about the data during poll 3. And so as long as they take a little time, then it doesn't seem as quick, I guess. So that's, I think it's just me. I for some reason I thought we didn't really get to have the third poll up very long. And I don't even remember. Well, I guess you went over them. Okay, so yeah, so I think it's just me. The third
That's
poll is
good.
really,
That's an easy solution.
yeah, that's a good,
Yeah.
good convenient solution. Just say it's Shozo.
On that note, though, I think that since you're the technical guy, it's up to you to like edit Annika's or make Annika's suggestion in the answer to poll 1.
Okay, right, yeah. I need to just start doing that now.
Oh, I'm in. Like on my phone. I can see myself.
Because
That's weird.
Sasha, I used your plastics are made by leprechauns, actually. So that was your
I made a
input, I believe.
leprechaun? Oh yeah,
Didn't
that
you
was
put that
mine.
in?
Can we do that one?
Well, yeah, because even I forget who, one of the panelists suggested something funny like plastic grows on trees, but I like yours more. Plastic made by.
Beat up a panelist.
Nice.
I'll edit that now.
Wait, so I can text everyone in the meeting as a chat participant.
You're able to,
As a
okay,
participant.
I don't know, did I? Yeah, so my settings can be that participants can chat with everyone or just host only or no one. So maybe just host only. I'll set it to
This
host.
is off topic, but Eddie, remember to tell Christina that theirs is like 3 hours later than our Pacific time.
Okay, yeah, Christina is your aunt in the East Coast. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'll do a reminder today. I think that'd be good.
I guess I can just text Annabella now.
You just yeah. Text your cousin. Okay.
I don't know what time it is.
It's 3 hours ahead. It's 8 whatever there.
To
Okay, I think I have to edit the poll after our meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we can always check it tomorrow. I'll probably plan on logging in tomorrow at like 1:30. Well, actually, I guess I need to just coordinate with you, Shozo. What time are you gonna log in?
Okay, yeah, 1:30 is good.
Okay. Then I'll plan on being there at 1:30 tomorrow.
Hmm?
Also, the webinar in the YouTube videos paused. I just checked up on it.
Oh, it's paused.
Oh, wait, no, it's not
So when
paused.
I-
Never mind. It looked paused. I think you were just standing so still. It looked paused to me.
'Cause I paused my tab of it just because it was playing here. But if I close my tab, I'm gonna do that of the webinar. Is it still? It's still there, right?
Yeah, it's not. It was. Yeah.
Okay, good. I think that's all.
Hey, Daddy, it says on the internet that 2 p.m. over here is 11 a.m. over. Oh, never mind. Oh, it's the opposite. 11 a.m. over here is 2 p.m. in Virginia.
Yeah.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Are they 3 hours ahead of us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 3 hours ahead of us.
And Nick is 3 hours ahead of us, right?
Yeah, because he's in the, yeah, I think he's 3 hours ahead. He's
He's
just in
Philadelphia.
the Eastern time zone, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah, because his bio says he's in Philadelphia, or at least his organization's in Philadelphia.
I think Literati is sort of all over the place, but his office is in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Also, his chickens are in Philadelphia. That should be a question. If Nick is in Philadelphia, where are his chickens? Or actually, I should say, if Nick is traveling and collecting plastic in Paris, France, where are Nick's chickens? That's like a college level question. Oh, are you guys going to take pictures of your chickens and use that as your background? I think that could actually be distracting. But
Yeah.
I bet that the panelists would be really into it.
It would be a different topic for the whole time.
Yeah, what would be really funny is if like the chickens were sort of on the sides, so they looked like they were actually looking over your shoulders and like watching the webinar as well. Oh, and also, so like, when you get those questions at the end, if we have time for them, you can, I guess this is up to you, but you can really direct those to the different panelists. If you don't know the answer and you don't feel like answering, like, so for that technology one, for example, there's a whole bunch of different technologies and advancements, and even like bacteria which supposedly have recently been found which can consume plastics. So if you're not sure, if you get like a
Oh.
weird question that you don't know the answer to, you can certainly direct those to the panelists and have them answer.
Okay.
Well, that's true. I wasn't sure if you're supposed to answer those or the panelists.
I think it's up to you guys as the moderators. If you feel comfortable, then go for it. I'm sure a panelist will chime in, but if you don't feel like you know the answer, or, have one of the panelists answer it.
One fact that I think, Kimika, you mentioned once that stuck with me was when you said that by a certain year there'll be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
and it's not actually written in there.
Not actually true.
It's not actually written in there.
That's why. That's why I'm saying that's kind of to me a fact that stuck, and I know it's not in the script.
Also, I'm gonna share in the Hangouts. I'm gonna share actually a video that I probably will share in the chat before the meeting starts. But I came across this video in a. I feel like I hear myself echoing. Am I echoing to you guys?
No, I don't hear. I don't hear echoing from you. I hear squeaking. Okay.
So I haven't been hearing a lot of echoing. Oh, actually, never mind. I still hear the echoing. Oh,
I
yeah,
still
you
hear-
said that to me. It's a long time ago.
I heard that. I heard Sasha, you echo just now too.
Wait, it said maybe you guys are. Wait, are you guys like really close together in rooms? Because maybe. Sounds
Oh,
like
yeah.
Computers. Rachel, can you say something? No.
Yeah, you're too far away.
Yeah, because I think, well, Kamika's definitely in her room, and I don't know where Shozo is, but
Yeah, we're in separate parts of the house. Huh?
okay. Do you guys both have your room doors closed?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably not that. That was a good thought.
Maddie? 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 Yeah.
Was my JoJo's song about the right volume?
Yeah, that was a good volume for me when I jumped in.
Okay, that's good. I know Kimmy was louder than that, but so actually, yeah, just to double check. So we want participants only to be able to chat to the host. So that number one, that means no one else can see. The other participants can't see the other questions going on. And then secondly, does it mean the co-host cannot see the question either?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's a good question. I thought we wanted them to be able to general chat, but not to be able to chat with each other.
Yeah, but you can't general chat without being able to talk to each other.
Oh,
Because
really?
if you ask a question in the general chat, then you can start a conversation with someone else.
Oh, that's too bad. That seems silly that you can't do that.
Oh, I know. Actually, I think they can talk to us, that we can see it, but no one else can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
But like it at least so maybe in the middle of the meeting, can you change that? Because at the beginning, we do want them to be able to see what they're saying, each other is saying in the general chat.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that. So at the beginning, it'll be everybody can chat and see it, and then it'll get changed.
Oh man, I think my neighbor is having like a party because all these people are like parking cars and like right in front of our house and on like other parts of the street. What? Who's got a chicken?
Yeah, it's chickens.
It's got to be Kamika.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
want to be in on the Zoom meeting, I think.
You just have to put them on mute.
Oh, I accidentally removed myself from the. Well, I removed myself from the meeting, and now I can't join again.
That seems like instant karma.
I was trying to put myself in the waiting room, but then I did nothing.
I don't see anyone in the waiting room.
I know because I removed myself, so now it won't let me rejoin the meeting.
Oh,
I think I'm blocked now.
Yeah, you blocked yourself. Hopefully you can
Yeah.
still get in tomorrow. Kamika, you could be doing a solo webinar tomorrow if Sasha like locked herself out.
I think it's only on my phone, so I'm good.
Okay.
It's like, hi, I'm Kamika, and my friend that disappeared named Ghost Sasha. Yeah!
Ghost Sasha. And my friend Sasha, who magically got turned into a chicken.
Wait, can I try leaving the meeting and joining back on my laptop to make sure this isn't a problem?
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
what do you think? Do you think she's going to be able to come back? I actually, if she banned her account, then I actually don't see why she would be able to come back. Oh, I guess she is. That's good.
Mika? Mika?
Yay, she's back. Is she back?
Yeah, I think she can't unmute until I co-host.
There she is. Yay.
It's me.
You can always share that picture in the chat.
That's like country shows.
Country shows her.
Is that a banjo? By Country Shozo?
Oh, for the meeting, should I create in some webinars you sent us, the panelists, they had like a slideshow that they shared the screen. So then it would just be like poll 1, poll 2, Q&A, the end. It was like simple stuff like that. What are you?
Sorry, Kamika's giggling too much. What were you trying to say?
In the other YouTube videos you sent us with their panelists on the doing a webinar, they had a slideshow which they shared, and then they would like go through the slideshow. Like when the first poll came, they would like move to poll 1, and when the second poll came, they went to poll 2, and then when Q&A came up, it's just like a slide that says Q&A. I don't think it was necessary, but I just wanted to add that.
Right. Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about that in our pre-webinar meeting. So if you want to offer them the opportunity to like put up slides, I mean, they're going to be co-hosts, right? So that means they can share their screens. So when they're talking, they could, if they have a slide, they could put it up themselves, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we could send them an email letting them know that if like since they've got the script and they and they're going to be co-hosts, they'll have the power to put up slides, and then that will help to keep Mr. Shimazaki's responsibilities like to a certain to a manageable level, because otherwise like we would need to get the slide like right now. So it would be tough for us to get the slide in advance, because then they'd also have to cue us and let us know when they want the slide to be put up. So I mean, I think that that's a good idea and a good point, because I did notice that in the other webinars as well. But I think at this point it would be hard for us to coordinate that, but we could give them the power to put up slides if they want to. How do you feel about that?
Okay, yeah, let's make sure to make them co-hosts.
Okay. So we should send them an email tonight after the meeting to let them know like that we can make them co-hosts if they have slides that they want to put up while they're answering something to illustrate, like, you know, what they're talking about. And I think they actually should probably have something like that, because imagine they already use that in presentations or like in programs that they offer. So as long as they know how to share their screen, they should be able to do that, no problem. And all three of them, I think, are pretty savvy or pretty experienced Zoom people. So yeah, that's a good thought. But I think that's the way we'll have to address that and make that possible. What do you guys think?
I think that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good too.
Okay, cool. So do you guys want me to send the email, or Sasha, you're sort of been our emailer. Do you want to do it?
Okay, sorry, I'm back. Wait, what did you say?
I asked if either one of the two of you, Kamika or Sasha, would like to write the email and send it to them, or do you want me to send them the email after the meeting
About the slides?
about the slides? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I find it nicely.
What's that?
We also send like a reminder email on top of that. Maybe just like a reminder. Their webinars tomorrow from 2 to 3 p.m. And link
Sure. I
again.
mean, yeah, you can just title it webinar reminder and just say, hey guys, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow from 2 to 3 or 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, we didn't get a chance to talk about this in the pre-webinar meeting, but if you have any slides that you'd like to put up, you know, you're going to be co-host. So we're going to make you a co-host. So when you're speaking on something, if you have a relevant slide you want to put up, you can just do that using screen share. So bye, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm using my pillow. My pillow.
Okay. Going through our family history, video history. That's Nika, our dog.
That was last year,
Okay, yes.
before all COVID started.
Oh, really? That was before COVID?
So who's going to send the email?
Can you send
Because
it?
we're in Canada.
Someone else send the email?
Kamika, do you want to send the email? Mr. Shimazaki, will you help her with that?
Kimika, do you know what we're talking about right now?
I think you're talking about letting the panelists know about, like, reminding them and
What?
asking if they want to create their own Google slide, if they want to talk about something extra.
Okay, well, show, maybe they won't create one, maybe they can just show one they already have.
Yeah,
You don't want to give them homework.
right. Especially like not on a Friday night.
Okay, so yeah, so Kimika, you volunteered. Good.
Thanks, Kamika.
And then
And
we're gonna,
remember, you can use that time that you can log that time that you used to send the email. So like take your time sending that email. I mean, I often find it takes 2 hours to send one email.
yeah.
All right. I don't know, guys. I feel like you seem pretty ready. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, we're doing 15 minutes early, right? It's a meeting.
Well, Mr. Shimazaki and I will be there at 1:30, which is 30 minutes early. So you can join either 30 minutes early or you can join 15 minutes early. The panelists should be on, but you should definitely join no later than 15 minutes beforehand, because the panelists are going to start showing up about 10 minutes early. So, and we want to be able to make sure, troubleshoot any issues before the webinar starts. So actually, I'm just going to say, show up at least 20 minutes early. So be there by at least 1:40.
And also, is there anything we can do to avoid Wi-Fi problems? Maybe. I remember, even with the meeting with the panelists, there was like a lot of Wi-Fi problems.
Yes. I didn't know if that was on my end or if that was on who was having the Wi-Fi issues, but I will. Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you normally have a good stable internet connection?
I usually have a good connection, unless it's like sometimes randomly, like in, I don't know, in class, it just says my internet's unstable and then it kicks me off the Zoom meeting. But it's like
Okay.
very rare,
Okay.
hopefully.
Well, you could always ask are your parents going to attend and watch? If your parents and brother are going to attend and watch, ask them to like attend together on one screen, so you don't have like three computers logged in taking up bandwidth tomorrow at the same time.
I could tell them to go to the YouTube channel, because I know Zoom's like more Wi-Fi hardy than YouTube. So they
Okay.
can like watch the YouTube live stream maybe.
Right.
I'll like kick them out to the garage or outside or something far away.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I was telling Kimika just as a backup to have your phone's hotspot on as a backup in case regular Wi-Fi, then you have something else to go to in case.
Yeah. Like that's actually what I'm doing. I'm on my phone's hotspot right now because it's better than my parents' Wi-Fi. I figured out that like, oh, even though I changed my plan to an unlimited version, but even so, I think like at certain points, like if I use up a certain amount of data, it will put me on like the low data plan, which is like 600 gigabytes, which if you do the math is like still like way better than, I think that's like 600 gigabytes is 600,000 megabytes. And so like right now I'm on my iPhone at the slowed down speed of 600,000 megabytes. My parents' Wi-Fi only like has download speeds of 7 megabytes. So it's like, even though I'm like been throttled down, it's still much better speed than my parents' Wi-Fi. So, and if you're concerned, what you can do to test your Wi-Fi before the internet, see what your download speed is you can just like open up a separate tab in your browser and type in internet speed test, and like the universal internet speed test will pop up and it'll tell you what your download speed is. And essentially, if you get like 13 gigabytes or 13 megabytes per second and higher, that's considered like a good speed for like watching like high definition like movies or video. So if you get at least 13 to 14 megabytes per second in your download speed, you should be good.
Okay. Let's see.
I tested mine, and mine said 75.9 Mbps.
Okay, so that's super fast. Usually it tells you a message, and I'm guessing that like it probably said your download speed is 75 megabytes per second, which is ridiculously fast. I don't know. Like, so it sounds like you should be good, because 75 megabytes per second is ultra fast.
Wait, so the higher it is, the better it is? Or is it the lower it is, the better
No,
it
the
is?
higher it is, the better it is. So megabytes per second, that's simply a rate. And 10 megabytes per second is 10 times faster than 1 megabyte per second. So if you're at 75 megabytes per second, like that's just the amount of data that you can download per second, right?
Oh.
And 75 megs is very, very good, especially compared to my parents, which is like literally 7 megabytes per second. That's super pathetic.
But we still need like 20 more hours in total, which is like around 10 hours per person, I think.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we'll get another 1.5 hours maybe. The webinar's around 1 hour. I think.
Yeah, you'll get at least 1.5 hours. And then I think that we should meet again like at our normal Friday time, just to like wrap things up and talk about next steps for you guys.
Yeah. So if we get 1.5 hours and then the other 1 hour, so that's already like 2.5 hours, we only need like 7.5 hours. Which is like almost an hour a day. So if we do an hour a day from Sunday, or never mind, that's not a week. I don't know, something around that.
Yeah.
Tamika, are you writing the email right now?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Also, we have Teen Ink. I think I already told you this, but Teen Ink also put it in their newsletter. And Yeah, we also need to check if Literati posted it. I checked their Instagram and they haven't posted it.
Oh. Did you check Shark Stewards and Algalita? It sounded
I don't
like
know.
David was definitely going to post it. So,
Yeah, but they haven't posted since May 25th, and ours is literally tomorrow. So
okay. Well, I wonder if he posted it on his Facebook page.
I can check their Twitter. too.
Yeah, so you're right, David. Emails take a long time, and teachers get a lot of emails now.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to remember back when teachers didn't get emails because there was no email,
Back in the good old days when we couldn't talk with each other.
Like I remember when I started teaching, we had an office that had a phone that if a teacher happened to be there, they might take a message from a parent and leave a note for you to call them back or something.
Yeah. When I first started at the Steinhardt, we would just like use messenger seals. And so if we wanted to like talk to somebody, we would just put a note on one of the seals. But the problem is that, they could basically only swim in their tank and then hop out on the back deck. So nobody ever got the messages.
Can I finish the email?
You should have your maybe send it to, you want to read it to us? We can just say like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Send.
Sure. Sure. Hi everyone. Thank you very much for agreeing to be our panelists for our webinar. Without you guys, we wouldn't have gotten this far. Reminder, the webinar will be tomorrow, June 5th from 2 to 3 p.m. It is 5 to 6 p.m. for Nick in Philadelphia. We also have another thought that for the webinar, you can have a Google slide with a picture or one that you already have to bring and screen share while talking. You panelists are also going to be co-hosts so the screen share works. Thank you very much, Kamika and Sasha. Again, the webinar is tomorrow, June 5th from 2 to 3 p.m. It is 5 to 6 p.m. for Nick in Philadelphia.
I mean, yeah, sounds good to me. How do you guys feel about that? You didn't say anything about your chickens. Like, do chicken owners have like a secret greeting? I mean, because you might like want to say like, may your chickens live long and prosper. I don't know. From our chickens to yours. Cluck, cluck. I don't know. Bok, bok, bok.
I think Kimika's on that one.
Okay, we're gonna add bok bok chickens. Bok bok chickens.
That might have been a mistake on my part.
Secret chicken salutation. Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
I also added the Zoom link on it just in case.
Oh, that's great actually, because I bet that, like Annika said, yeah, after the meeting that she couldn't find the Zoom link. So this is good to like send it to them again, just so that it's easy for them to find. All right. I like it. I mean, if you all feel comfortable, the big day is tomorrow, so get some rest or like spend time with your chickens. Do whatever you do to like get relax and be prepared. But you guys both, your voices, your positioning, perfect, looking really good.
I sent it.
Okay, sweet, good job.
All right, and then I'll change that poll question once we stop here.
Perfect.
Maybe it doesn't go to the junk mail.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts before we end the meeting for today? No? Chickens got your tongues?
Good luck for tomorrow.
Yes. All right. Cool. I'm stoked. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be there at 1:30.
Go team.
So hopefully we'll see you guys there by 1:40. Remember to wear
It's
some
a
kind of
voice actor's
fabulous
birthday
outfit.
today.
What's that?
It's a voice actor's birthday today, I think.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's on June 7th. It's like, also, my birthday is the same as the person who created JoJo.
What?
Wow.
That's cool.
Nice.
Oh, Miss Chang also posted it on Google Classroom.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think you sent forwarded an email or oh no, that's in our chat. I saw that. That's cool.
Bye.
Okay. Adios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What, Kaniga? Oh, she okay.
Bye.
Okay. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.
What, Kaniga? Oh, she okay.